Okay, there's clearly two people trying to be God that are fighting. Um, it's clearly Satan versus God, and both of them think they're God. Um, it's clear because um, all the star charts and all this other stuff that they show you are under Satan. Um, there's all kinds of star charts in Satanism. They mark nocturnal. They just mark tons of star charts. Um, they mark tons of events in the night sky. Um, so it's clear that Satan thinks he's God, and he's put all these false gods out there, and um, people don't call them false gods, they call them Satanists, and I think that's because they're under a supreme character, a Roman character, and the Bible describes Rome um, as being headed by Satan, and it clearly is. Um, and anyway, it's Satan versus God, and if you don't believe that he thinks he's God, look at these RFID chips. He's trying to map out the entire world. Um, he's and outer space too. He's got rockets and all that. But he's look at these RFID chips and things like that. I was looking at the SIM card recently for phones, and because I've gotten an internet SIM card um, for a mobile hotspot, and uh it is amazing how much data that can go across those um, devices, different devices of tiny specks of substance. So much information for such a tiny speck of the substance that could easily be stored on our bodies, on our foreheads, on our right arms, and our right hands. It could easily be put in our right hand or our forehead, and we could easily have like a SIM card or something like that in our right hand or forehead. And it could send data and things like that back and forth between us. So that's craziness. But there's definitely two gods out there. One you could believe if you wanted to, but I don't, that Satan would be a possible god. Um, and you could take the mark of the beast, which is probably going to be technological because he maps out the world. Or you could believe that God is God and he's opposed to Satan. They're arch nemesis or whatever, arch enemies. Um, and you could believe that he's God and that the Bible is correct and that God is God and Satan is a copycat. We believe he's a copycat, of course. But there's clearly two people that are extremely powerful. You could believe, if you wanted to, you could believe Satan's a man. But I think you'd have to be very naive. Because you would have to believe, you'd have to be very gullible, because you'd have to believe that all this technology is being done by one man and being headed by one man. And I just don't, I believe personally that some of the people out there are demons too. I believe that they're uh, cover to look like men when really they're men of power. But they're not giants because giants don't exist nowadays. But unless they lived on and didn't die yet. But they're demons. And they look like men, in my viewpoint, but they're extremely powerful men who are over a large chunks of technology, which a man would not be able to do. But that's my opinion on the why you should believe in God is because you believe in Satan. Believe it or not, you believe in Satan, or you at least believe in technology.